Namaste, my name is Alay. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm here to teach queer, trans, gender non-conforming yoga. So find a comfortable seat with a tall spine. Start with the sound of Om. Om represents the infinite. Everyone and everything around us, we're all connected through the sound of Om. Rearrange your seat if you need. That's a nice meditation chair like this. Really nice to help one sit. I'm going to chant a mantra or a mantra of purification to purify the air, the ground, and the nadis, which are the psychic channels, energetic channels in the body. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sarva Vashtam Gato Viva Yaha Srit Mantrikaksham Sabhakya Vyantraha Sajay. So even if you don't know the words, you still benefit by listening. And if you're curious to learn the text, please come back to class. Reach the right arm across your chest, grab outside your elbow, opening up that upper arm. And then reach the other arm across the chest. Release the arms. You can check in with your shoulders. Roll them up, back, and down a couple times. Just notice how they're doing today or tonight, wherever you are, whatever time it is where you're listening, watching this. Remember to listen to your body. This is your practice. We're going to stretch our wrists. So take your legs wide or away from you. Bring the hands flat on the mat, really getting into the wrists. So the palms are down. You rock forward and back. Feels really nice. You go gently, don't put too much weight, right? Don't put too much weight in your hands. This is good for my Instagram lovers, my Tinder swipers, whoever you are. And then do the hands the opposite way. So now your palms are face up. I like to roll and fold. Side can be a bit more intense, the outer wrists. Just be really gentle with yourself. Return to a tall spine. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Slowly roll the neck around. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to center. See if you can sit up a little taller. Notice if your torso is leaning a bit forward and just bring the shoulders right over your hips. Do a couple shoulder rolls here. We're going to come into our first restorative pose of the evening. So grab a bolster, take a block or a book if you have one, you don't have a bolster, you can always just use a pillow. Maybe you want to get extra height, so grab another block. Just kind of set up the blocks so that it feels good for your body. The same height will not work for everyone. And then you're going to lean forward and bring your forehead to the pillow. Try to keep your back flat and long. And then slowly sit up. Move the props out of your way. If you're sitting on something, come up off of it. Get it out from behind you. Come to a tabletop to all fours. I like to call this altar pose. Yoga, it's not just a workout, it's a spiritual practice. So you can do some hip rolls or just moving around your spine gently. If you like cat-cow, you can do that. If you find it triggering, don't. You drop your hips to each side, getting into the outer glutes. Whew. Those outer glutes, look at you. So just notice how you're doing. The back, the spine, the hips, the shoulders. And sit back. This is hero's pose, your asana. You can find this pose at any time to rest. If you're in a bigger body, it's easier to get into than rearranging all your flat and fat, right? To get into a full child's pose. If you're not familiar, child's pose is like this. Again, in a larger body, I say to bring your knees wide. Make a pillow with my forearms and rest my forehead on the forearms. So that's another resting pose. You can find yourself here at any time. We're going to come into a yogi squat, open up our hips a bit. So bring a block here if you have one. You don't have to use one, but it's a nice supportive one version of the pose. So my tailbone's just barely touching the block. I know it's there if I need it. You could take the block on a higher height if you like. And then you try to lean back, right? You don't want to be too rolled of shoulders. You don't want to have your shoulders too rolled. You want to kind of try to sit back. I've been sitting a lot. I have an earache, so my hips are like, what is this? What is this? So if your hips talk back to you, you can kind of whisper, I love you. I'm sorry. And then just take your hips up to the sky. Take a forward fold, gentle. You can take a block if you want support. The block gives you a really nice flat back, keeping you in alignment. Maybe you sway your hips side to side, really opening the back side of the body, the back side of the legs, noticing how they're doing this morning, this evening, wherever you are. It's evening here, but I'm so stiff, it might as well be morning. And then gently come to a stand. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. One more. Stand on your left leg. Bring all your weight into the left leg and then swing the right leg. Opening up that right hip flexor. You can hold onto the wall. A friend, if you're doing it with a friend, you can hold on to each other's shoulders. It's nice pre-COVID things, right? Swinging that right leg, you might get out of balance. It's okay.
Swinging the right leg, opening up that hip flexor. When you're ready, you can use a strap or not. To use a strap, woo! Strap's harder for me, but I want to show it. You grab the foot like this, or, just like that. Whatever works in your body tonight or today. And on the waist helps with balance. When you're ready, gaze ahead. Maybe you lift your left arm. Slowly lower the left arm and the right leg. Shake it out.
Do you hold your breath in the pose? We tend to do that. Try to breathe.
So again, stand on the right leg. Anything out of your way that might trip you up, swing your left leg. Really try to get it high. My teacher, Dharma, can get his back foot almost to his head. Try to get that knee to your nose, maybe. And then grab the foot. However works for you. You can use a wall as a prop. Find your balance. Stand tall. And slowly raise the right arm when you're ready. Gaze ahead, knees together. Lower the right arm, left leg, shake it out. Grab a sip of water. We're going to come back to our mats. Find your breath in hero's pose or another comfortable seated position.
Bring your hands to your ears.
Notice what this feels like energetically. How can we rest your hands now if you like? How can we let less people in? Into our brain, how do we allow these opinions in that don't actually serve us? And what can we do to filter them? To protect ourselves so that we can better show up for ourselves and each other. Just a thought and inquiry. Next, forward fold. Well, let's back bend first. So if you have a pillow or a bolster or a blanket, grab it. We're going to bring it so that it's like long ways across your chest. So it's going to be like this, but behind me. You can see it in the camera. And you want the bottom line to be, I like to say, opposite the bottom line of your top surgery scars. So if your top surgery scars are here, just imagine where that is on your back, and that's where the lower end of the bolster is. If you haven't had top surgery or you're not binding, it might be where a bra is, or it might be where, your shoulder blades come to the end of the shoulder blades, right? So you're gonna lay down. It always takes a little wiggling and angling to find that spot. And then if you're tight, you can bring a block under your head, which I'm gonna do tonight. And that's it. And then if you're like, well, I want a little more, you can let your head go back, which actually feels okay. The arms can be up overhead like me. They can be out to your sides, or
Another comfortable position. And you're not married to the pose. You can always adjust, change your position to find what works for you and your body. Gentle heart opener here. If you liked having the palms against the ears, you can play with that. Use your breath to move through any sensations. You can stay here for longer, you can push pause, or you can start to come up. Lift your head, get the prop out from under you, bring your hands down by your waist, slowly use your core to sit up. And that's that. We're gonna move into a side body opening, so you can keep the bolster there that's working for you. If you have a foam roller, even better. So you can grab the foam roller and bring it right under the armpit, so side body. And then you just hang out, like beach pose, right? This is like watching TV pose. You just rest here, fold it up, rolled up blanket would work. You can fold a pillow in half. Anything but your Yorkie. Please don't use the pets. Zoom jokes, am I right? Just breathe. Continue deeply inhaling and exhaling through the belly if possible. Keep breathing in and out. Slowly, deeply. If you're really getting into it, you can move the foam roller around, bring it to different parts of your body. More, I just moved it a little more up into my armpit. You could move it down a little bit, really getting into the side of your ribs, which can be so delicious. And then you can pause and do that, or you can continue going with me. So you're just gonna flip sides. The other side you didn't do.
you want to do now. Don't mind me, I'm putting my hood up to protect my ear from the air. You can hang out here if you're feeling like Pilates. You can even do the toe knee taps, right? Just get that bolster out of your way. I don't know if the sounds are necessary, but you could strengthen your glutes while you're at it, right? Keep breathing. Consciously sending your breath to any places that feel stiff or tight, like your shoulder, your armpit area. Oh, so relaxing. So you can stay here again. You can move the foam roller around, or you can come up out of it. Now we're going to come into a supported child's pose. So you have options, but you're going to use your props. The thing that I love to do is to just bring a bolster in between my thighs. If you're in a bigger body, some folks prefer to bring a set of blocks underneath the bolster so that you have more support. It's up to you. You can even bring like another blanket if you had one here. You can stack it higher. It's a nice thing to do, or even do bolsters if you're lush. And then you guessed it, you just come on down, swing your ear to one side. If your ear is tight like me, that sounds funny, but you know what I mean. You can bring your forehead to the bolster. If you haven't switched your cheeks, you can go ahead and do that now. Slowly start to come up. We're going to move into Shavasana. So you can take it with legs up the wall. It's a beautiful option. You can also put bolster support under your knees when you're lying on your back. You can take it sitting up. You can take it on your side, on your belly. There's a million ways. It's really up to you. I don't particularly recommend standing up, but you could do that too.
So get yourself really nice and comfortable. If the lights are on, maybe you flick them off. The body tends to drop in relaxation pose. So you could grab a blanket, throw it over you. Close your eyes, adjust your shoulders, really get comfortable. Relax your feet, toes and ankles, lower legs, upper legs, all tension out. Your glutes, hips, and low back sinking down into the ground, feeling the earth supporting you. Middle back and upper back release. Shoulders, armpit region, letting go. Upper arms, lower arms, release. Your hands, fingers, one by one. Surrender. Chest, abdomen, belly, inner organs, intestines, liver, kidney, stomach, functioning perfectly. No pressure. Neck, head, scalp. Healing everywhere. Face, jaw, ears. Leave your body by itself. Feel like you're losing body consciousness. Go within to the center of your chest, spiritual home. Meditate there. Slowly start to return to body consciousness. Wiggle your fingers and toes as if you're waking yourself up for the first time today. And stay where you are, of course, you're at your home. Free to do whatever you please to continue Shavasana. If you'd like to close class with me, please slowly make your way to the feet.
close with the sound of 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti means peace in Sanskrit. Peace to the queer and trans people all over the world. Peace to our communities. Peace to each other, to you and me, and everyone we've ever known. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we all continue to be receptive to that great intelligence that lies equally inside of each one of us. Some people call that the queer trans God. Thank you for practicing Shanti. Follow me on Instagram at Trans Yoga Teacher. It's also my website, transyogateacher.com, and my YouTube. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how you like the class, and please stay in touch on Shanti. Take care of yourselves. You deserve it.